As you've come to expect this time of year and what I've been doing so far, this video again is going to be over numerous days. I just work on the Galaxie a little here and there as I have time. So today I'm going to work on the trim for down here. This trim has to go on down here before the bumper goes on because of the fasteners that hold it to the quarter panel. And I'm pretty sure I can get the wheel well trim on with this attached, because I can just undo a couple screws and just pull that end out a little bit and slip it in there. But you can see where the screws go, that the bumper was smashed into it right there. But the bumper, well, it covers most all that up. So this dent repair you'll probably see. But I'll keep my eye out for another piece of trim. I'm going to have to take that molding clip out to get at it, and then I'll clean this up. So that's what I'm going to do in this video, is basically putting things together on the car. As you saw, I cleaned up. I didn't know if I was going to paint this stuff temporarily until I get it re-chromed, or what I was, if I was going to paint it silver or black to match the dash. But I decided to just polish the crummy chrome up for now. It actually, all things considered, it has its, believe me, it has its imperfections. It definitely needs replating. This one's peeling real bad. And again, if I'm repeating myself, it's because this video has been over numerous days and I just don't remember what I've talked about 3 or 4 days ago with all the going-ons right now in my life. But anyway, I want to get this car to where I can drive it. I want to drive it a little bit this summer before the summer's out. So I'm going to get to cracking, get the rear bumper on, get the wiring harness fixed, and then for the front lights, and then it'll be put together enough to where I can drive it, and I'm going to deal with getting a front bumper too. Another one of the things that I've been asked is the bumper, where I had it done. It was done at Tri-City Plating in Tennessee. They had advertised on the internet, so I contacted them. They had a rear bumper and they plated it and sent it to me. They don't have a front bumper core, so I'm going to talk to them about sending that to them and having that replated. And then I'll send the rear bumper, after I get the front bumper back, I'll send it in the box. Front comes in, because now I have a box I can send the front to them in. And then when they send it back, I can box this and send that back for the core charge, which is $300. So that bumper is actually worth money. And then the car will have its bumpers. The front bumper will be the original one replated. The rear bumper, because that one's so, it's kind of U-Haul trailer hitch twisted, and it's just going to be a core. I want to add this to the video too. Jeremy, he's the one that was videoing when we were out cruising in the Bel Air the last couple times, and actually he's done some video when we took this around the neighborhood when it was still had no front end and stuff. He is a professor at College for Creative Studies in Detroit, and he was a juror of an art show at the Scarab Club. And because of the COVID, they're doing a virtual talk. And usually the juror talks about why he selected certain artworks and the first, second, third prize that he picked, and the honorable mentions and whatnot. Seeing that the opening is not going to be packed like they usually are, and they only allow so many people in the art gallery at a time, he did a virtual video tour of the gallery and talked about the various different artworks. I videoed it for him, showed him how to do the editing, and he edited it up and made a video for the Scarab Club to put on their YouTube channel. So I'll put a link to the Scarab Club's YouTube channel, to the video, and there will be a few links down there, and I'll put what they are for if you're interested in looking at them or anything. It turned out to be a good show. I thought everything in there was pretty good. So like I say, that'll be down in the description if you want to check it out. I'm horsing around trying to figure out why this new molding doesn't fit. And I've held these things up together to one another and evenly at end to end, and all the fasteners, everything are in the exactly the same spot. I can't see any difference in either piece of trim, but this piece does not fit the hood and this one does. As you can see, the original molding sits right down on there, no problem at all. I can just set it on there, it fits perfect. And like I say, the fasteners on both of them are exactly the same, the full length. That is the best this molding will do. And you can see, look at that. You know, and I really don't want to re-drill the hood to make it fit. But when I hold this molding up to that molding, with all the fasteners lined up, everything's exactly the same. Never had anything like this before. What a fiasco. Well, short of putting a dent in the hood, that's, you know, I mean, these line up now, but you can, and that one looks like it would, probably could get it in, but this one just no. That's not going in. And I've tried to get this thing down in, and I don't really want to beat on dent the hood, but I want to get that on. I mean, they're even the same part number. All the numbers on them are exactly the same. They're identical moldings. One fits, one doesn't. I just cleaned up the original one. You can see it's pretty badly pitted. It's beyond rechroming, really, I believe. I don't know, they might be able to rechrome it, but it's back on the car. I just, like I say, cleaned it and put it back on. This one just doesn't fit, and I don't want to re-drill the hood. I don't get it. Every one of those lines up exactly the same as the other one. It's shaped the same. Same part number. Everything just doesn't fit. Alright, I just started cleaning up some of the windshield trim. I wasn't sure this is the header for the above the windshield, but I was going to have all these pieces re-chromed. But that's not going to happen until this winter, and I'll have that piece on the hood that is all pitted because that one doesn't fit. I'll have that one there re-chromed too. But I was actually cleaned up pretty decent considering how bad it looked. But you know, it still needs to be re-chromed. I'm going to clean up. I was kind of debating whether I should paint them, you know, black or silver or whatever. And I thought before I do anything, I'm going to take some 4-aught steel wool and chrome polish and go over it and see if I can clean it up. And that cleaned up good enough for the summer. I want to get the car to where I can drive it, you know. It's just sitting here, the gas is varnishing in it, and I need to get it out and run it. So I'm just going to throw the car together. I'm cleaning up the bits and pieces, and like I say, I put the old one of that on because the new one doesn't fit. And so I'm just, you know, I got to put the interior in it. I just put that sill plate on because it was in my way, and I didn't want to take a chance on damaging it, but I'll have to take it off when I put those interior panels back on. I want to clean them up, and you know, I got a lot of work to do before I put the interior panels on, but I just put that on, like I say, so it doesn't get damaged. I can't find the one for the other side. It's around somewhere. When I find it, I'll clean it up and put it on. I was going to put this trim on, you know, but like I say, those snaps they sent me were the wrong ones, and I don't have enough of these snaps. So, you know, I just might buff it out and put it on what I can and call it good. That's just sitting there right now, all the dirt on it. Yeah, it needs a good buffing out, but this goes on before the top anyway, and I got to get the rubber on, get these, you know, these bits here on the doors and quarter panels and stuff. Then I can start putting the glass. While that glass is in, I can start putting the glass in the vent windows and all that once I get the stuff on those. And once that's on, I can clean the door panels up and put them back on. I got to probably put the back seat in so I can drive the car, so I can put because the snaps on the boot go to the back of the back seat. so the stuff, you know, air and stuff doesn't blow through the trunk or cause issues there. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I might, I don't know, probably leave the dash for now. I got, you know, if you've been following, I do have new dash pads, and I am going to redo the dash, but it's not happening right now. I'm just trying to, I just want to get the car together enough to where I can take it out and run it, you know, because like I say, the fuel is starting to smell in it from sitting. It's had gas in it now, I don't know, quite a while, and it's, you know, and it's been hot, so the gas is going nasty. But I'm just going to keep plugging away at it. I'm going to clean these up now, and then I'll dug these up, and then I can get the convertible top frame painted and that header panel on. Then I might run it in and get a top put on it, and I'll buff the paint out after the top's on it, because I can mask it off on here really well with the top up, so I don't get rubbing compound on a new convertible top. But if I try and buff it out, it would be a pain to try and cover all this up and keep the dust and crud out of there. So I'm just not going to buff it until there's a top on it. So that may be this winter, the buffing and some of the re-chroming. I might get the front bumper done so I don't have to pull it off, because I can buff with the bumpers on, you know. That doesn't need buffing, and it's only a few spots that really need buffing. But well, I'm just going to keep plugging away at it here. This one, chrome is peeling on it pretty badly, but it shined up good enough for temporary, you know, for the summer. These are going back in just as they are. I'm not going to paint them. I'm just going to put them in polished up, and then next winter I'll pull them off and have them re-chromed. I found the other sill plate when I was looking for these. These have to go on before the rear bumper goes on, and they need cleaning up. This one has a pretty good sized ding in it. I'll bump that out, a gash there from where the bumper bashed into it. So that's why you got to put these on first. The screw that goes in there is in the way of getting in the bumper, and that's torn a little bit, but that's covered by the bumper, so I'm not really terribly worried about it. If I can find another one of these in the future, I'll replace it. This is the right hand one that's damaged, and this is the left hand one, and this one just basically needs a good cleaning, and I'll repaint the black in it, much like I did the radiator grill. Came out good, so I think these will come out just as good. And I'll clean this up. Did I show you the sill plate? I don't know if I showed this or not, but I just reattached it to the car. Obviously, you know, I got to put the interior trim on, so it only takes a second or two to screw it and unscrew it, but I don't want it to get bent or damaged, so that's why I attached it to the car after I cleaned it up. And I'm going to do the same with the other one. But yeah, in the hood, this molding, I'm going to reiterate, it's not, I don't think it's rechromable. So I'm just putting this one back on. This is not going to be permanent on the car. I'm just putting this back on because eventually I think I'm going to repaint the hood, maybe this winter or something, because I just don't like the way it looks up over in there. But if I don't, it doesn't matter. But if, you know, I'll fit this. Oh, and I cleaned these up a little bit too, but I'll fit this. I think what I'll do is I'll just leave this off the car and have it re-chromed when I have these re-chromed, and then I can just switch it out, and I'll strip the hood, and I'll fit that after it's re-chromed to the hood. You know, the holes are just off a little bit, so I could probably just take a Dremel with a little bit and hog the holes this way, you know, towards the front of the car, 1/8 of an inch or so, and that would probably drop right on. And then I can, you know, but in the meantime, that one will do good. It's better than holes in the hood, but yeah, it doesn't look good. But like I say, it's better than holes in the hood, and it's not, you know, I mean, like I say, I don't know, they might be able to replate it, but if those pits are down in there, they'll have to be drilled and TIG welded in, the pits, if you want to, you know, if this is ever re-chrome. Pot metal is just a nightmare to re-chrome once it's pitted. You know, it's just, you're just better off finding non-pitted stuff. This stuff is steel, So this will just, they'll be able to strip that right off, and that'll come up like brand new, like the bumper, these pieces. This is pot metal and those are pot metal. And maybe I'll see if I can find some of those that aren't pitted. If I can't, I'll just clean them up the best I can and have them plated and put them back on. Straightening anodized aluminum is a little different animal than doing stainless steel. If this was stainless, I could file and sand and buff that and you wouldn't even know it's been dented. But anodized aluminum, anodization is aluminum oxide, but that's gonna, those creases are going to show up until I have it re-anodized. And if I do have it re-anodized, I will file and sand it lightly. I got to knock a little bit more out of that crease right there. I'm trying to get in there. I had to peel this back a little bit right here so I could get in there, and I just set it on a block of wood, and you can kind of see where the burrs are in there, right there and right down there. And I try and tap just on those parts where it was smashed in, and then usually you can, the whole dent will come out as you knock out what was, you know, the original smash mark. But this will clean up okay. I think it'll be good enough until I find another good used one or get these ones this one re-anodized. The other one doesn't have any dents in it. The other one's fine. But I also, sometimes I just take my block, and you can see I have that end rounded and that end squared. And sometimes I just kind of stuff it up in there however I need. With anodized aluminum is so thin and easy, and then you can just take it and kind of do that and watch as it comes out as you do it. And you can do the same with the thing. Hold it right where you want it in there and tap this, you know, tap it down just like I was just then. Or you can put it on blocks, you know, however suits you. And I ordered a little tripod so I can tripod up the camera for this kind of stuff, and then you can get your screwdriver right on those. You can actually see the scrape in this one and the gouge in there were from the other side. And I have a tire iron sometimes I use, you know, in different blocks and bits of metal, and you know, you just kind of fuss with it. Now if it was stainless, this is stainless, and this had a huge dent in it, and you can bump those and, like I say, buff them to where you don't even know it. Anodized aluminum is a totally different animal to bump. And cars, pretty much all of Bel Air was the first year they really started loading 59. GM switched a lot of their stainless to anodized aluminum, and because it was cheaper, so, and lighter, so they just kind of went to it. But it's far less durable, way harder to repair, and it has to be re-anodized after you repair it. But you know, and most plating shops that can do chrome can anodize too. And so I'm gonna finish bumping this. I got this to do, and then I'm gonna clean it up, repaint the black, and then it's ready to install. That's the best it's gonna be. This is the end that was really smashed with the hole in it, and I guess right there's the other spot. Now I could, you know, like I say, I could re-anodize this, but with that hole, I'll probably look for another one of these, this piece right here eventually. But for now, that's gonna get cleaned up and go back on the car. And this one doesn't appear to have any dents or problems with it. It just needs good cleaning. So I'm gonna wash them first with a little bit of soap and water, and then I'm gonna go to town polishing them. Well, I think I might clean this surface really good and the underside, then I'll mask it and paint the black. I'll just take some wide tape and put down here, and I'll take a razor blade and cut the strips out of the center and respray it, and then I'll buff that after the paint's dry. Just do it by hand and use a little Neverdol or something. But these will clean up pretty good. I think they'll be fine. And then once he's gone, like I say, I can put the rear bumper on. It is just a quick wash with some soap and water. Dent in the bottom of this one, but that doesn't really matter. And this is this other left-hand one just washed with soap and water. So I'll clean all this dirt and stains, and there's still stuff stuck to it here. And you can see I can scrape it off, but I'll clean that off and then start polishing it up. Alright, it's ready for paint. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to wipe it down with a little wax and grease remover and shoot it with some paint. Let it dry and I'll demask it. Well, the other side's all ready to mask and paint. I cleaned both sides of both of them the best I could. And now to mask it. This is the one that I just painted that I just demasked. This is the left-hand molding. So both the moldings now are up tomorrow or the next day. When I get a chance, I'll install them and maybe work on putting the bumper on and fixing the wiring harness and you know, get the car drivable. Well, I'm going to call it a day. If you like this video, hit the like button. It definitely helps. It help earn a little bit of money. Share the video too, to, you know, that way I can put a top on the car. If you want to go cruising in this car soon, hopefully I'll get it up in running condition or drivable condition. Subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.